Hey bike, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm going to look at this. This is Martin from 1977, and before I go any further, I'd just like to give a really big thank you to Phil who sent this 4K to me. It really is an amazing film. I can't believe that I've not actually seen this before, because it just really is such an amazing film. I can't believe it. Yes. Anyhow, let me get into it. Right, now, this is 95 minutes long. Now, originally, what we learn is that it was a 165-minute cut, which is a very long, extensive cut, but we don't know where the long cut is. It sort of disappeared, and which is a shame. It would be interesting to see this long cut, but we've got this version, so there we are. Now, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 90%, which I think reflects, again, the general feeling about this film, that it is something pretty special by a very talented director. It was produced by Richard Rubinstein, who had a lot of faith in getting this film produced in terms of the money. It was certainly a very low budget film, but what they did was absolutely amazing, and it just shows you the creativity and determination that independent filmmakers have, and it's a great example, and that talent in the end does win through, and I think that is shown quite clearly. Well, of course, who are we talking about? Well, you know, don't you? It was written, directed, and edited as well by George Romero. Yes, George Romero of, well, all the Walking Dead films. They did the trilogy. Also all the other things he's done, like Creepshow. You know, just an amazing talent he was. And this was a real pet project, which he struggled to get together, but he did. And he got, and in a way, this was like the formation of the team that would help project him forward. He got this tight-knit set of people around him, and it worked beautifully. It was filmed in Pittsburgh, a suburb of Braddock, which is in Pennsylvania, and this was all done in 1976. And he was able to get a lot of friends and sort of the area that he was in. He was able to get some great images, and all this was very cost-saving as well. He needed to be resourceful to get this filmed. Such was his determination. And he had the clear vision of what he wanted. He'd written the script. Even the actors were really on board with this that he got, which they needed to, because there was no time for anybody to have other egos and all the sort of stuff that you might get. He had people who were very much into this, what he was doing. They had the vision as well, which is wonderful. And it was shot in color, though I think initially he had been maybe hoping that it would be in black and white. But what happened was that the producer said that he wanted the color, but he was able to get the black and white sequences in when you get these sort of dream fantasy images of Martin looking back, of wonderful images you get, which I think blend really well into the film and really add to it a lot. Yeah, they really do. Also, I just want to mention as well the film score, because the film score is absolutely tremendous. Again, that he was able to get that as well. You think of the costs, again, somebody else who was really on board with this, and that was Donald Rubinstein. His music, I think, is fantastic. We may come, I think I'll come back to some of that, but later on in my summing up about how that is important. Well, let's get through the cast. It's not a big cast, obviously, but the real star in terms of the film is John Amplas as Martin. What a performance this is by him. He was spotted, I think, in a stage play, and George Romero wanted him, and he was a young, perfect for the part. Originally, I think the part was being written as older, but he seemed to fit him in to adapt to the script, and he was totally on board with it, and he worked really hard, was part of it, and it was fantastic in the film. He adds such a lot to the role. You can really feel and connect with what he does, and I think that's a great thing. And when you consider this, this film, it's an important part of the film. To me, it's like this film is like a tragedy, a Shakespearean tragedy almost, and he dominates that. And unbeatable. That sounds a bit funny, but it is. It's a tragic story, and it's wonderful. And he just does that so well. He did also work with George Romero again on Dawn of the Dead, 1978, Creep Show, 1982, and Day of the Dead, 1985. Then we had another interesting part, which was Lincoln Mazel, who played Tata Kuda, was a very interesting, dominating role in the part. But he really was a singer, stage actor, and there's no sort of other film parts that I can see. But they were so lucky to get this performance from him. It's fantastic. And again, it shows you what he was able to do and bring out. It's a great performance, definitely important to the film. And then we've got Christine Forrest, who plays Christina. Of course, she had been spotted in Season of the Witch. She was involved, I think, in the set. Probably a very small role. That's when she first met him in 1984, and she, of course, became his wife. He was separated by this area, and they started a relationship, and they were happily married and had 2 kids. And she appeared in this film. It's her first real major kind of acting role, and she's really good as well in it, and she believed in it, and she got on board, and of course she took a lot of interest in his career. She did make appearances in some of his other films like Knight Rider, 1981, but she became involved in supporting him, producing as well. She was a co-producer of The Dark Half, 1993. And she also did some assistant directing on Dawn of the Dead, 1978. So she was very much a partnership with him. And from what I can see, it was a wonderful relationship, which is great to see. Then, of course, we've got Tom Savini as Arthur. Arthur, well, it's not a massive role in the film, but it's his role in many ways with the prosaic makeup side of the special effects and the stunts. It's fantastic. And of course, he sets off this wonderful career. He's now a legendary person who was involved in some acting. Like he was in Dawn of the Dead, he was in Night Riders, Creep Show, but his special effects became so well known as well. Friday the 13th, The Burning, I could go on. Even right up to date, he's still doing it in The Black Phone in 2022. Fantastic. And then George Romero even appeared in the film himself as Father Howard. There we are. The talent of this man is incredible. So what is this about? The young Martin is convinced that he's a 84-year-old blood-sucking vampire. Yes, but without the fangs or magical powers. That's the thing. And he injects women with sedatives, drinks their blood, and he inflicts this by razor blade, and they bleed to death. And this is what he does. And he believes he's lived this long, 84 years, and it's run in the sort of family. And he goes to live in a sort of small sort of town with his superstitious uncle, who's a very Catholic traditional man who actually believes he is a vampire. The vampire of the magical kind, as they call it. Because he keeps saying, I don't believe in all this magic. I'm not that kind of I haven't got the teeth. I haven't got all this and that. But the uncle is warning and threatening him. And he is determined that he will not be doing his killing and doing what he gets up to in this small town. That is the story. And that is how it unfolds. And we meet the various characters and the struggles. And we get such a wonderful portrait of Martin. And there's so many great things in this film. There's bits where he's ringing the radio station as well, which I really love. That touches, because he becomes quite a celebrity almost on this talk show, and they call him the Count, and he's talking about the vampire experience, and we see everything through his eyes, and it's wonderful. It really is. It's an outstanding piece of film work. And of course, the mythology, and we've not seen anything like this, have we, about vampires? This is why it suddenly, to me, this is rated for me as one of the great vampire films. One that I really enjoy because it's so different in the mythology. And I love that, absolutely. I mean, what originality we've got here. And the whole film is amazing. Honestly, I can say it. And I think this is a compliment in many ways, I think it's very European in its the way it's filmed. There's not the Americano stuff that we get. It's very European. It really is. And the music, this is where it's come with the music. I think the music captures that as well. We don't get what we normally expect. And the way he does the landscapes of derelict of the town is amazing. The decay. Also, people say it reflects some of his political stuff, and you could go into that. I'm just looking more about what we see visually, and it is a fantastic film. It is an important film. I see it as that. I really rate this film. I can't say more about it because it's just so good. I mean, watch it. If you've not seen this film, watch it, because it is just a wonderful piece of filmmaking. Really, really, it really is. And here it is. Say all thanks to Phil. Thank you so much. This is a 4K. This is the best you're gonna get it looking. And they've got his note there. And there we've got the disc. And the extras are fantastic. This is Second Sight doing a fantastic job. And I'm so pleased they've done this. Really, yeah, I'm just amazed by it. I am. I'm so glad now that it's in my collection. As I say, I rate this as in my top vampire films. Definitely now, definitely, it's one of the great ones. Yeah. Oh well, that's it. So, um, a big thanks again to Phil. I don't keep saying it, but yeah, I'm so grateful. I am. But anyhow, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I do a lot of film reviews and TV, as well as a lot based on nostalgia, collecting, and yeah. If you like this as well, please give it a like. It helps with algorithms, and that people hopefully might get to enjoy my videos, or perhaps they won't. I don't know, But it all costs notes, so you can't say better than that, can you? If you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I'd love to read your comments, and I'll reply to all your comments. I think it's great. I just love what people think. But yes, that's it. Yes. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.